What's up? What's up? Let's see what we have going on today. Let me try to do it here for a little bit. So, all right. Let's see what we got going. I see if we can go live. Are we going live? What's going on? Let's see where's all my people. All right, so let's see. Encourage more viewers. Yeah. Well, let's see because TikTok is acting up. So maybe we're gonna do something else. What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Okay, there's viewers. What's going on? So we're gonna wait for more people to join, and then we're gonna get started. What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Huh? How's everybody doing? Let's answer some questions. Let's get into some understanding some trading. What do we have this week, guys? What the hell? My thing is going crazy. What do we have? What do we have this week? What do we have this week? What do we have this week? Let's see. What's up? What's up? What do we have this week? This week we have. Let's see. We have news on Monday tomorrow. We have some news Tuesday. Oh, we have interest rates. Oh shit. We have interest rates. All right. That's what it. Okay, so we have interest rates this week. Maybe that's why we're pushing up so much, because we have interest rate this week, right? So technically, we've been pushing up for the lot since what? Since last Sunday, right? Since last Sunday, we've been pushing up. So maybe interest rates. So if interest rates dropped, so gold should be going down this week, apparently. It seems like that's the idea, right? That would be the idea if they leave the interest rates as it is, right? So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, we're gonna wait for more people to join. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Who's here today? Let's see. We have. Let me see who's here today. Let me see who's my top viewers. We have Brayo, Stevie, Nas. How you doing? Firstborn. All right. Yeah, we're gonna wait for more people to join and see what we got going on. All right. If you have any questions, guys, if you already have questions from the last 3 weeks. If you've been watching me trade live every morning, if you have any questions, this is your time to post them. What's happening with XRP right now? I don't trade that. Okay, this is what I trade. I'll check you out. This is what I trade. So I have no idea about crypto. I don't do crypto. Stevie says you're the best. I try to be the best. But, we're not perfect. But I try to, you know what it is? I try to do the best job as I can. So it's not that I'm the best. It's that I try to do the best job that I can. So I do a lot of back testing. I I try to understand as much as I can fundamental data. So I give my best, and then you guys get to see the results. That's what it is, right? So it's been beautiful 3 weeks. What time frame are you using? I'm not using any time frame. So this live is for to teach you guys different aspects, different how do you call this? Different perspective on how to trade gold. So technically, right now, it's just an educational life. Now, as far as if you mean what kind of time frame that I use all time frames, because time frames is a time machine, right? So I take for example, I take positions, I entry on the 1 minute, and then 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 minute, 1 hour, things like this. It's the probability of where we're going. That's it. Can you do analysis for tomorrow? It doesn't matter. What day is today? Today is Sunday already? I don't even know. Yeah, we're already on Sunday. So basically, there is no analysis for tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you why. Why wouldn't I would not do an analysis. I'm going to tell you something. The reason is this. The reason is because right now, let's say in 6 hours, the market is going to open. Check this out. Pay attention to this, right? Just pay attention. All right. So look at this. So you're asking me to do an analysis tomorrow. I assuming for New York, right? I assuming you're asking me that question. So this is the problem that we have, okay? And why I don't do analysis this early. The reason is this, is because first of all, we need what? We need pre-Asian market to open, okay? Then we need Asian market to open. Then we need London market to open. And then we need what? Pre-New York to open, right? We need pre-New York. So by the time you're looking for by the time you're doing an analysis, check this out. By the time you're doing an analysis for New York Exchange right now, it makes no sense because look at everything that is going to happen. You're going to have volume here, you're going to have volume here, you're going to have volume here, you're going to have volume here. So even if I tell you, hey guys, look, tomorrow for New York, we're going to go bullish, maybe we don't. How about on Asian session, how about London, how about we go up like this. We go up pre-Asian, we go up Asian session, we go up London, and I told you that I did an analysis right now for New York, and then on New York Exchange, we go bearish. And then you're like, hey Carlos, you were wrong. You see what I'm saying? So then you're gonna say that I was wrong. You're gonna call me and say, hey, you're gonna call me out and say, hey, you're wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no point of doing analysis right now. There's no point. It makes no sense. A lot of people do this. They do like daily analysis, but if you pay attention, if you really think about it, there's so many things that can happen in all these sessions that by the time you get to New York, it's a whole different story, right? So let's see if we have any other question. What's up? Your poo-poo. What's up? Your poo-poo? That's a weird name. Gold is sitting at 50.19. Okay. How do you know, bro? I don't understand what that means. I'm learning a lot from you. Yes, no problem. Somebody's laughing. What else? Just mark up some levels, that's all. There you go. Your poo-poo has the answer. All right. What else we have? Okay, no more questions. Any more questions from you guys, right? Any more questions? Any good questions? Let's see if we have any traders in here. Does anybody trade gold here? Does anybody trade, or you guys are like bots? Are you guys like bots? Fake people? What is it? Haters? What do we have here? Do we have any real traders? Oh, okay, there you go. Beautiful. Yeah, it's so much hate. It's crazy. It says here, I'm a trader. Beautiful. Will on the road says he's a real trader. Firstborn says I trade. Beautiful. Do you have any questions? So I've been trading gold for about 3.5 years, 4. Okay, and I mastered gold behavior and I mastered New York session. So basically, I come to TikTok live and I give you guys my perspective. So if you have any questions, let me know. Leave negative mind. What? I trade gold. Nice. I want to learn how to trade gold. Yeah. So if you want to learn how to trade gold, okay, if you're a beginner, this is what you have to do. I'm gonna type it down. All right. If you're a beginner, what you have to do is this. First of all, okay, before you start trading, before you even get into trading, watch this. Okay. If you outside the United States, right? Because whatever, I'm not even gonna get into that right now. But this is what you gotta do. Go to YouTube. Okay, and then you're gonna type what is Forex trading? What is XAU USD trading? Right? Just type that on YouTube and watch a couple videos. Okay? And watch a couple videos. Once you understand what is Forex and what is the basics of trading gold, then you can find a mentor and stuff like that. Okay? That's my best advice for you. What else? Let me see. What do we have? Give some details about your mentorship program. Okay, that's a good one. So pretty much, basically, let me show you here. So what it is this. Look, it's very simple. I'll show you. So what it is this. So I have a mentorship program, right? This is my course. I get where you get everything, all the stuff like everybody else. I don't use Discord anymore. Okay. I don't use. I have like my own platform type of thing, right? So it's more private, right? And it has everything that everybody has, right? So it has the videos, your live session recordings, right? There you go. Those are your live sessions recordings, right? This is all where we post your wins, your psychology, right? Here's a trading plan for my people, and then resources, things like that. Basically, what I teach is this, guys. Look, what I teach is not okay. Let me phrase it real quick. Let me show you something. What I teach is how to become a trader. Okay? How to become a trader. So I teach behavior, okay, and psychology. All right? Psychology. All right? So I teach behavior and psychology. Now, the difference between me and everybody else is that everybody else teaches this. Everyone else, right? Everyone else teach, okay, how to make money, right? I want you to see the difference of what I do versus everybody else. How to make money by using tools, which is what? Indicators / candle patterns, right? So that's the difference between what I teach and the difference between everybody else. So I teach how to become a trader. I teach behavior and psychology on how to trade. Everybody else is this. Everybody else teach how to make money, all right? How to make money, okay, by using tools. Now, the difference overall, right? Hold on, this is too big. Hold on, guys. This is very big. Okay, that's much better. Hold on. Give me a second. One second, guys. All right. So the difference is this. Look, the difference is this. Mine is slow and boring. I'm going to be straightforward. Look, I'm going to be very straightforward. This one is fast, right? And lots of money, right? This is the difference. the way that I teach, okay, this is what I teach right here, okay, and then this is what everybody teaches, okay. That's the difference between me and them. Now, you tell me if this is working. You decide. I'm being very transparent. It's very slow and boring, and when it comes to money, I'm gonna put a slow money. There you go. Slow, boring, and little money. Okay, there you go. This is what it is. All right. So when it comes to trading, there's two traders. The people who become a trader, but is a slow, boring, and that the money is little because you're compounding until you start making good money, right? Then you have everybody else that teaches how to make money using tools. They claim it's fast, right? They claim it's fast and that you're gonna make a lot of money. But do you really make it? It's for you to find out. So I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm just here to tell you the truth. That's the difference. All right, any questions? Let's continue. Let's see if we have anybody else with questions about trading. Now you know what I teach. Now you can decide if you want to stay longer in the life, or you can move on to another person teaching gold. All right. So let's see. Teach us your way. Can you add me to the grumpy? What is the grumpy? I don't know what the grumpy is. What is the best leverage? The best leverage in what? You're talking about when you're taking lot sizes, the best leverage that the broker offers. Like, what do you mean by that? So it says, so are you saying that it's not possible to make a lot of money in a short amount of time? So it's not that it's not possible. The problem is that you cannot make it consistently. See, it doesn't matter. Look, let me show you. Now you see this, right? You understand what I teach. Now let me show you something. This is what happened with most people. So a lot of people say, hey guys, I took this buy. Look, let me show you the psychology. They took this buy, right? Perfect, no problem. How many pips did they grab here? Let's say they made, that was 100 pips. I'm just giving an example. 100 pips, right? Not even, 100 is too little. People don't like 200 pips, right? Check this out, pay attention. 200 pips, right? And let's say that equals, let's say that they made, I'm just giving an example. They made $1,000, right? Oh my God, I made $1,000 all at once. Perfect. It's possible. But then what happens is this. This is yesterday, right? But they don't tell you that in the next 2 weeks, they start giving back the money, right? To the market. They lose a trade. They lose this trade. They lose this trade. And then they lose this trade for the next 2 weeks. So in the next 2 weeks, from the $1,000, from the $2,000, they already gave back, right? A portion of it, all this right here. So now they left over with what? Let's say in profit, they don't tell you this, $150 in profit. See, so yes, it's possible you can make a lot of money one time, but no one tells you what happens after that. They give it back to the market. You understand what I'm saying? They give it back to the market because this right here they cannot catch it every single day. That's my point. So it's not that you cannot make a lot of money, it's that at the beginning stage, this cannot be like this. Now, let me show you a different example. How about if this person, instead of making 1,000 at once and then end up with 150 over the next 2 weeks, how about he catch like this? So what is 2 weeks? Imagine 2 weeks of trading. So you have, let's say, 10 days. Look, 10 days, look. 10 days, right? Let's mark this. Check this out. It's a really cool math. Look, 10 days. Now let's mark 10 days, right? 10 days. 10 days, right? And let's say that this is 10 days, right? So now let's say that this is 10 days. And then 10 days, right? 10 days times, right? Times, let's say that they were only grabbing $100 a day, right? They were grabbing $100 a day, not the 1,000, not the 1,000. They just get 1,000. How much is that? How much is that going to be? Look, it's 1K. So this is what happens. What happens is this. They got a big ass win. They killed it. They got 200 pips, $1,000. The next 2 weeks, trading the same way, they give everything back. Everything back to the market, and they stay with 150, but they don't tell nobody. But they could have just grabbed $100. See, that's 10 days, right? So here, they could have grabbed $100 one day, $100, $100, $100, $100. By the time you got 10 days, you made 1,000. See, people don't get this part. Like, they don't get it. They think the game is about catching as much as you can. But this doesn't happen every single day. So you end up giving the money back, and then you end up with this. But your dopamine, right? Your dopamine is like, oh, I need to catch another 200 pips to catch up. So now you are in a hunt to catch 200 pips to get the money back. You see what I'm saying? So again, you have to understand, right, that the big portions, these big moves, they don't happen daily. This is why consistency wise, it doesn't make sense. But nobody seems to want to understand this. I believe it's because it's a greed mentality. I don't know. Imagine if somebody tells you, hey, it's like this. It's like doing this. Look, it's like doing this. Look, I'm going to show you something. Very simple. Look, we have like this, right? We have, look at this. Check this out. Let me see. How can I put this? Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, let's go. 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So they tell you this, right? These are days. Hold on. These are days. Check this out, right? So you can understand the psychology of it. And they tell you, hey, I will give you, okay, food for 6 days, right? So what's gonna happen? You're gonna get food for 6 days, right? You're gonna grab food for 6 days, and then on day one, you eat everything. You see? So you're happy on day one. But what about the rest of the days? You see what I'm saying? Now you're starving for 5 days. It's the same thing over here. Same concept. You try to catch the biggest pie, and then you give the money back in the next 2 weeks, and then you want to do it all over again. So you never make money. You lost 10 days for $150 when you could have just grabbed $100 per day, right? $100 per day, same 10 days, and then you would end up with 1K. This is why I tell people, stop trying to go with this big ass take profits, right? Whoever doesn't want to listen to this, you're gonna learn that the market is never gonna allow you to become profitable. Okay? I'm gonna say it. The people who don't want to listen to this, the market is gonna teach you by not making you profitable. I don't have to talk shit about you. I don't have to say you're wrong. I don't have to say you're stupid. You know, like people talk about, right? I don't have to say that. All I have to tell you is the market is going to teach you, and it's going to show you that you're not going to become profitable. That's the sign. If you've been trading for 6 months and you're still not profitable, I'll tell you, 90% of the time is your mindset. It's not the strategies. It's not the market. It's you. It's always going to be you. But you don't want to blame yourself. That's all. I'm not going to get into a fight with nobody. I'm not going to tell nobody nothing. I'm just here to show you my perspective on how I trade and why I never go for 200 pips. Because if I'm trying to catch 100, look, let's just do this math. Watch, let's see this, right? So if you trade, for example, if you trade New York, right? If you trade New York, let's do this example. Let's find New York. 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and where is 10 p.m.? Where is 10? He's 10, right? This is the best time to trade New York, right? Best time to trade New York. How many pips do we have here? Okay, this is 100 pips, right? 100 pips on this one. Perfect, right? Perfect. 100 pips. Now let's go find another New York. Let's do some back testing, so you can see my point. Oh, that's 10 o'clock in the morning, right? 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we find 8 o'clock. Where's 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock. So what do you have here, right? This is the best time to trade New York. What do we have here? Another 100 pips, right? So you have 100 pips, you have 100 pips over here, 100 pips over here. The question is, if it was that easy to catch 100 pips, right? If it was that easy to understand where to enter, why nobody's successful? The volume is there. Look, New York, the best time for New York gave about 500 pips. But the question is, where do you enter to catch the whole thing on a daily basis? You don't know that, right? We don't understand that. Only once it happens, you see there was 500. You see there was 500 pips once the candles happen, right? So you see, once the candles are, I can easily identify 500. But the question is, on that moment, right? At that moment, what did you see? Let's say, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that these two candles at 9 o'clock and 9:30, they're not there, right? This doesn't count. What do you see here? You see a candle going down, right? These freaking candles going bearish. And you're like, oh shit, I think we're going to go bearish, right? Because you don't know what's coming. You don't know the next upcoming candles. You only see the red one at 8:30 in the morning. And then you see that we're breaking, right, this low. Some of you trade that way. Some of you say, oh, we're breaking the support. We're breaking the low of this week. Why not let's take sales, guys? So it looks good for sales, right? This is the average way of how people trade. I don't trade like this, but normal people trade like this. Oh, we broke support. We broke a week on the left. Why not take some sales? Beautiful. Let's put a small stop loss and let's take sales to, let's mirror this candle right here. So we're going to take the TP to here. Did it work? No. Gold went opposite. So there was no way for you, so you lost the trade. So there was no way for you to know we were going to reverse, right? So at least, so then we start understanding that this move, you lost it. So this part right here, you were not able to understand where we were going. So you missed this one, and then you have now a bullish one. Now forget about the red one. Check this out. Forget about the red one. Now we have the green one. Okay, perfect. Let's catch the green one, right? The green one. But now you're doubting because now you're like, wait a minute. We just went down. Now we're pushing up. What are the odds? What are the odds that we're going to continue pushing up? See, you don't know the odds, right? You don't know the odds. So now you have trust issues. So now you're like, shit, I'm going to wait until we break this area right here, right? This area right here. Hold on. For this candle, if I'm going to enter the 9:30, I'm going to wait to break all this area to give me confirmation because otherwise I don't trust it. So that's your entry. You see, it's not down here because you don't trust it anymore. Now it's up here. How many pips is that? If you took the chance, right? How many pips is that? Look, that was only 50 pips. So technically, right? If you think about it, technically you didn't catch 100 pips. Because now you have trust issues from this one. So now you have to wait longer for confirmation. So you didn't end up catching the 100 pips. You only catch what? 50. Why? Because look, the next candle, if you say, no, I'm going to hold it to the up, right? Let's say that you were going to hold it. Check this out. Just pay attention. This is very important. Look, I was going to hold it to the top, small stop loss, right? I'm going to hold it to the top. It's already giving you 50 pips over here, right? And then you're going to hold it. But look, the next candle, if you see, the next candle stopped you out. So then you didn't catch shit. So you never get to understand the perfect entry for the 100 pips that everybody wants daily. Does that make sense? So everybody wants daily, everybody wants 100 pips. But I just back tested the idea that you can never catch it perfectly because there's trust issues on the direction of the volume. That's the whole point. Gold, look, institutions, they're gonna do this. They're gonna induce you to take buys and then pull back, stop you out, and then continue, right? And then continue. Or that's the whole point. That's the game. Or gold is gonna go up. You're gonna take buys, and then you're just gonna reverse. See, they induce the buys. So that's the whole point of how the institutions work. They continue to do what? Induce you and confuse you. So there's no way somebody can tell me that they are catching 100 pips daily, right? Or more, because it's not consistent, because human behavior will not allow you to take trades, because now you have trust issue. This sheet said was going to go down. We broke support. Look, remember? Look, this one go down, break support. This is how you guys trade. Break the low of the last week. You take sales over here. Hell yeah, we're going to go down. But you see, it didn't play out. So now you have trust issues. So now you're on the way up. This candle here, if you're going to buy it, now you're going to wait until we break the high of the high of the high of everything. And that's now you lost the entire momentum and you're only catching 50 pips. You see? You were not able to catch. So when the human factor comes in, the whole dynamic change. But what happens is this. If I tell you what happened on New York session, it's very easy. Oh, look, New York session gave on Thursday last week, right? On last Thursday, gave you guys, I can easily say this. Oh, he gave you like 500 pips. What didn't you catch 200, 300? Because there's no way. You see what I'm saying? Because they induce you, right? They induce you for sales. Now they're inducing you for buys. Now you trust issue, human factor. Now you fear a little bit, and now you don't catch the entire move. It's easy for me to tell you, oh guys, look, New York gave you 500. Why didn't you catch it? There's no way. There's no way to catch the whole shit. There's no way. So consistency wise, you cannot be catching 100 pips every single day. It just doesn't make sense. But let me tell you what happened. Remember what I told you? Remember what I told you that what I teach is slow, boring, and little money, right? Little money, right? Remember, because you compound, your game is to compound. Little bit, one day $10, the next day 20, like that, right? What happens? You see this? When I come to TikTok live, pay attention to this. When I come to TikTok live and I tell you, hey guys, I'm a good trader, I'm a really good trader, but it's going to be with me, if you want to learn with me, it's going to be slow, it's going to be boring, it's going to be a little bit of money because we're going to compound. And then I tell you, guys, pay me $2,000 for my course. What are you going to say? No, I'm not going to pay you $2,000 for the course when you're telling me that you're going to teach me how to trade slow, boring, and little money because we're compounding. See, you cannot pay me 2K. You see what I'm saying? But if I come and I tell you, hey guys, I'm really good at trading. You're gonna be able to do this. You're gonna be able to catch 200 pips with me. We're gonna catch 200 every day. 200 pips. Look, 200 pips. And that's easily, yesterday I made $5,000, right? The guy says, I made $5,000, right? Join my community. We're going to catch 200-300 pips. Pay me, you see, pay me $2K for my course. Which one are you going to pay? See, I tell you that I made this. Look, I made this yesterday, right? I made this yesterday. $5,000. Which one are you going to pay to take? This one, or this one? You see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? But that's the problem. So the issue is that people don't know how to backtest. I just backtested for you the idea that you cannot catch 100 pips daily. You cannot do that on a consistency. So you're gonna end up doing this, the beginning of the conversation. You're gonna get a nice 100 pips, but the next few days you're gonna give it back to the market. You're gonna give it back to the market. You're gonna give it back to the market, you're going to give it back to the market, and then you're going to end up, instead of catching 200 pips here that you catch the first day, you end up with how many pips? 50 pips out of the whole thing. So there is no point. You see what I'm saying? Because it's this ideology. You understand? But people pay for the what? For the dopamine. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Any other question, guys? Any other questions? Let's see. What do you think about silver tomorrow? Why would you ask me about silver if I only trade gold? The lie says learn to trade gold. How would I know about silver? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying. Where does gold go when the market opens? Well, this is what happens. When the market opens, look at this question, right? The question says, where does gold go when the market opens? Well, sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. Good luck catching it. Let's see. What else? Any question, guys? Come on, good questions. We need some good questions. Can you add me to the group? Send me a DM. Send me a DM. It's right there in the screen, right? It's on the screen. Send me a DM. How to find reversals. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Explain psychology area or around the chart. Yeah, psychology is really good. People don't want to learn psychology because it's boring. They just want the answer. Okay, hold on. The first one. It's going up and down. No shit, mate. So, what kind of answer were you expecting? You're asking me, where is gold going when the market opens? What, you think I'm going to tell you, take buys and we're going to become millionaires? I wouldn't be teaching you shit if it was that easy, right? You understand what I'm saying? Like, it makes no sense. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue. What it says, let me see. That was a really good reversal. Okay, so let's pay attention to something. Okay, so a lot of you guys, okay, let's get this topic, reversal, right? So a lot of you guys trade based on candles. Okay, so let me put it here. You guys trade based on candles. Check this out. This is very interesting. All right, you guys trade based on candles. What does that include? Well, that includes, okay, the following: indicators, okay, candle patterns, all right, and then candle names, okay? This is what you guys trade normally. This is the basic information when it comes to trading. Follow an indicator, follow a candle name, or follow a candle pattern, right? So what happens is this, just so you can understand. So this is how everybody trades, right? Now, you have to understand how the pair XAU USD moves. That's a whole different concept, okay? Pay attention to this. You guys trade based on these topics. But the pair, okay, the pair doesn't move based on this. See, that's one of the missing pieces of the entire puzzle, okay, of trading. It doesn't matter what you trade, this falls into everything. You guys are conditioned mentally to follow candle patterns, candle names, and indicators, okay? But the pair itself, gold, right, XAUSD, does not move based on this. So you're gonna ask, okay, Carlos, so what does it move on? It's very simple. It moves based on what? Hold on, give me a second. Before I give you the answer. What do institutions want? What do institutions want? Let me see if you guys put it on the comments, right? Put it on the comments. What do institutions want? It starts with M. What is it? What do they want? What do institutions want? It starts with an M. Come on, it's very easy. No. The institutions are not there for your stop loss. Exactly. Money, right? Institutions want money. So if institutions want money, look, if institutions want money, they don't care about the candles. They don't care about this. They care about price levels. Here, price levels. That's what they care. Hey, example, I'm gonna give you an example. If gold is trading this level, institutions are gonna say, hey, how can we take price up to get a better entry in sales so later on we can go down? See? This is the psychology, right? This is all they think about all day long. How can we move volume price to the opposite, take a opposite position so when volume kicks in? So if institutions wants to go down, they're going to go up first, right? They're going to go up first, get better sell positions, and then sell it off to get big profits. So they don't care about candles. All they care is about what is the best price opposite to the direction we want to go. So if that's the case, all they're doing is this all day long. Where can we take price down, right? Where can we take price down to what? To take buys, right? Later on. So you see, they have better buy positions down here. That's all they're doing. So essentially, so now we can understand graphically, we can say this. This is what they do all day. Look, check this out. They go up, they hold the price, they bring it down, they hold the price, they go up, they hold the price, right? And then they go down, and then they continue to do the same cycle. So that's all they're doing. Moving price up, better position, moving down, price down, better position. That's all they're doing all day long. So what happens is, if all they're doing is moving price up and down, all they care about is price. So now we can remove the idea of using indicators, candle patterns, candle names, right? We're going to remove it, and we're going to do something. We are going to what? We are going to, hold on. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'm just moving the screen. So this is what's going to happen now. You're going to go into what? Key levels. Let's say that this is a key level, right? So if you notice, actually, let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it for you. I want to put the key levels. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Right there. Okay, perfect. Right? So now we're good. Now check this out. Check this out. Look at the key levels, right? Let's go down to the 5 minutes and look at the key levels. Right? Look. Right? Just check out the key levels. You see how they're so perfect? Look at the key levels. These are my key levels. I already have them on, right? Look at this key level. Look at how perfect they are. Look at how perfect they are. Look at how perfect they are. Look how perfect they are, right? So gold reacts to key levels. So just pay attention to what I'm showing you right now. Gold reacts to key levels. Okay? Right? Gold reacts to key levels. All right? So what happens is the following. Okay? What happens is the following. If gold reacts to key levels, wait a minute, hold on, 1 second. If gold reacts to key levels, what do you see here? Gold rejects key levels. Gold rejects key levels. Gold rejects key levels. Gold rejects key levels. So what I'm showing you here is the following. Look, let me explain. Gold, when reach key level, right, it will pull back or slash reverse. Okay? So technically it looks like this. This is a key level. I'm just giving you an example. These are not real key levels. I'm just giving an example. So it goes like this. Gold's going up, break key level. It may continue to the next one, pull back. Key level, pull back. Continuation, next key level, pull back. Key level, pull back. See? You can see it here. Look. Every time we touch, just look at the yellow lines. Look at the freaking yellow lines. Look. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful. This is beautiful. Look, we touch the key levels and we reject. We reject. Right? We reject the key level. We reject the key. So reversals, most of your reversals are going to happen when? They're going to happen on key levels. So now I just showed you, I proved to you that reversals are based on key levels. So a lot of you guys are thinking the reversals are based on support and resistance. Technically not. Is more accurate when you look at it from key levels, from price levels, not from candle formations. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. All right. All right. Next question. That was a good one. That was a good question. Thank you for that question. That was a really good question. Very good question. Next. Next question. That was a good question. Oh yeah, we had another question. Wait. We had another question. Oh no, we have any more questions? No. Where is gold going tomorrow? I think it's gonna go to McDonald's and then it's gonna go to the gym. First, it's gonna go to McDonald's and then to the gym. He needs to get the frappe before the gym. Guys, come on. It's 2026. Nobody's gonna give you the answer. Come on, guys. Where is gold going tomorrow? I mean, McDonald's, the gym, or maybe the gym first, then McDonald's. I mean, think about it, right? Think about it. How successful draw key levels? Yes, look at the rejections. Look at the rejections, mark rejections, right? Mark rejections, and look at the number that repeats the most. Love the sarcasm, Carlos. I love you too. See, what happens is that, again, you guys are looking for answers. You're not going to get that from me. I'm not going to give you answers. That makes no sense. If I knew where we going tomorrow, I wouldn't be teaching you. I would be buying airplanes, and I would be buying maybe I'll buy my ticket to go to Mars with Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Like those are questions that, it's just funny when people ask. I have to be sarcastic, right? Let's see, what another question, right? Another question. How to take, explain around psychology level. Okay, psychology is this, okay? Actually, that's a good question. Psychology. Let me show you about psychology. Okay, so when it comes to psychology, this is the biggest problem. Look. The biggest problem in psychology is this. There is hold on, give me a second. I have it in my notes. 1 second, let me just find my notes. 1 second, guys. Where's my notes here? My notes, just so that I can remember. Is that it? No, but this one is a good one. 1 second, I'm gonna give you notes. There you go, I got it. So let me give you my notes, okay? Let me talk to you about my notes. So when it comes to psychology and trading, is it this one? No, it's not this one either. Jesus Christ. Hold on. I'm just looking at my notes. Where's my notes, man? The hell? There you go. Okay, we got it. So this is what happened, okay? So there's 2 stages. Check this out, okay? Stage 1 in psychology. Stage 1 and stage 2, okay? Stage 2. This is what I called, okay, the trading journey, okay? And I teach this to my students. They have this information. So this is the trader journey, okay? Just please pay attention because this is going to help you so much, all right? Pay attention to this. The trader journey, right? Not horny, but journey, all right? Pay attention. Check this out. Trader journey. So here, okay, in stage 1, okay, I call it the learning stage, okay? This is the learning stage, okay? And this is where you are what? Demo, okay? Demo account, all right? Demo account. What happens here? What happens on this stage? This is where you, look, this is where it gets interesting. Hold on, give me a second. This is where you where you test strategy, okay? Where you test a strategy, all right? This is where you test it. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. This is where you test the strategy, all right? You learn to backtest, right? I'm sorry. Oh, actually this one. Actually, let's do it here. Backtest strategy. back to strategy, right? This is where you build consistency with that strategy. Consistency. Wait. Here where you build confidence too, right? You build confidence, right? Using that strategy, right? And how do you get confidence, right? If the strategy works, right? If the strategy works, you get winners, right? You get daily winners. Daily, let's put it here, daily winners. Daily winners will give you confidence, right? Oh, I'm winning, right? Consistency is by what? Following, right? Following the strategy, right? Is by following the strategy, right? And then basically, right? The goal here is what? Is to master the strategy, okay? Never on stage one there is money involved. Never in stage one it's grabbing 1,000 pips per day. Nowhere. It's about master your strategy. Now when we go to stage two, this is where it gets interesting. Once you master stage one, which is the learning stage, then you move into the next stage, which is the practice. This is the practice stage, okay? Practice. What happens here? Here you can open, okay, a small, right? A small live account, all right? Or you can do a funded account, whatever you want to do, right? A funded account. But here, check this out. This is the part that it gets interesting. Here, you no longer practice the strategy. Here, we're going to do something else. Here, we're going to practice what? Check this out. Your emotions, okay? Your edge, okay? Your discipline, all right? Okay, so that's that. What else? Your FOMO, okay? So here is what? Oh, etc. Here's what? Master yourself. So essentially, this is the big problem, okay? Some of you are gonna really learn here, okay? And you're gonna see what's wrong with you. This is what unlocked in myself. I said, oh shit, now I understand what I'm doing wrong. Is that in stage one, I'm gonna go everything now. Stage one, you master the strategy, which is the consistency, make sure that it's a winner, the confidence and all this. You master the strategy on stage one on a demo account. Once you master the strategy, you know it works. It's been working for 3, 6, 9 months. It works. You forget about it. The strategy freaking works. Let's go. Now you go to stage two and you're going to open a small account and you're not going to practice the strategy because it works. You already master it. Now what you're going to do here is practice yourself. Your emotions, your edge, your discipline, your FOMO, trading real money or in a live condition. This was demo condition. This is a live. But in a live condition, you don't practice your strategy. You practice yourself. The problem is that you guys are opening live accounts, funded accounts, and you're practicing the strategy when you're supposed to be practicing yourself. So you cannot do both at the same time. You can only do one at a time. You understand what I'm saying? And usually you start from the strategy. So you no longer worry about if it works or not. Now you just worry about you. But right now you guys are practicing the strategy in a live account while you haven't even mastered your emotions. So maybe the strategy works. Maybe my strategy works. Maybe Juan or Maria or I don't know who else works. But because you are in a rat race of mastering your you're mastering your trying to understand your emotions, trying to understand your edge, your discipline, but you're also practicing the strategy because you haven't found consistent. So you see it, there's a whole mess happening in your brain, and this is why you guys don't find clarity when it comes to trading. You are in the wrong stage. You are practicing with real money, the strategy that was supposed to be mastered in demo, so that now you only focus in yourself, in your psychology. This is why everything is upside down. Everything is about making money, not about learning how to really become a trader. This is why it's not clear to you. You are in two different problems. Does that make sense? Let me see in the comments. Does that make sense? I haven't even seen the comments. Does that make sense? Can you guys type in the comments? Does that make sense? What I just teach you? You understand what I'm saying? Type in 1 or something. I don't know. Sharp. Yeah. That's the problem. This is why it's not working. Because you guys are trying to do everything here. It's not going to work, because this is where, in a live account, is where you test your emotions. You don't test the strategy, you test the emotions. And this is why nothing works. Nothing works on your end, because you are in the wrong stage. Why? Remember what I told you. Because you did this. I want fast, easy money, pay a scammer. That's it, right? You chose to not do slow, right? Slow, boring, right? And compound trading, okay? See? That's the issue, right? So you skipped the slow and boring compound process by going for the easy money, okay, that the scammers offer, right? Scammers offer easy. This is what scammers offer. There you go. That's the correct thing, right? And that's the reality, guys. Some people, they get offended when I say this. Some people don't like it. They leave the live. They come back. They call me all names. But it's the reality. It's the truth. Know what? Think about it. I just showed you how everything works. But again, there's nothing we can do about that. So next question, right? That's a really good thing about psychology, right? A really, really good thing about psychology. What are some traps in psychology? Good. What are some, now we're getting good questions. Thank you. What are some traps in psychology? Let's go. Let me go back to my notes, because I have another note on that one. So this is what happens. Where is my notes on that one? Right here. I wish I can just copy and paste all this shit, but I can't. Okay? Because this is from my notes from my classes. Check this out. What are traps on psychology? So check this out. This is the continuation that I was showing you right now, right? So we have this. There is something that I call the loop, right? So there's people that fall into the loop, okay? How does the loop works? Okay, this is where everybody's at. Remember stage 2? Everybody's trying to master the strategy. Everybody's trying to master themselves. Everybody's playing with the live account. Remember stage 2? Pay attention to this, all right? Pay attention, all right? Stage 2, remember? So these are the people in stage 2. They're in the loop. Well, Carlos, what do you mean by stage 2 is the loop? Well, it works like this. This is you. You see, you believe, you follow. All right? This is you. You see, you believe, you follow. What do I mean? You see somebody on TikTok, you believe them right away, and you follow immediately whatever they say. And then it doesn't work. Right? Perfect. How does that look here in the graph? This. Check this out. Test with real money, right? Or, funded account, whatever, right? And then guess what? It doesn't work, right? This is stage 2 people. Remember the loop, right? Remember this? The loop that I told you, hold on. The loop, stage 2 is the loop, right? So how does that work? So it goes like this. Check this out. It goes like this. It goes, you see, you believe, you follow anything online, you enter the loop, right? You enter the loop, then you test with real money and funded account, you lose, right? You lose, and then you go back to square one. How does this look? Let me show you how does this look. How does the loop look all together? Like, check this out. Just pay attention to this, right? Check this out. Okay, so there you go. So the idea is like this. So you see someone online, you believe what they say, you right away you follow because they were lying, you test with real money, and then you lose money. Okay? You lose money, guess what happens? You go back to square one. You scroll online, you go and find somebody else, another guy with another Ferrari, another guy in his apartment like me, another guy in a house, whatever, right? In the ocean, whatever. And then you see, you believe, and you follow, and you do it again or over again. You test it with real money, and it doesn't work, and you enter the loop. You see the loop? You enter the loop, you see, you believe, you follow, you test with real money, you fail. You see, this is stage 2, right? So let me tell you the correct path, right? The correct path. So it works like this, right? This is the correct path, all right? So instead of you see, you believe, you follow, you're gonna do this. You back test. Check this out. Let me give you the whole thing. Hold on. Let me write the whole thing. Everything is gonna make sense right now. Just give me a second. One second, guys. I'm just writing here. It works. All right. So this is the correct math. And I call this is the progress. Okay? This is the progress. Okay? And I'm going to show you why. This is the progress. Okay? So here you do this. Here you do stage 1, then, right? Stage 1, then stage 2. How does that look? Right? How does this look right here? Watch this. Now let me explain this right here. So you can see, you can screenshot this too. Now let me explain it. So instead of you see, you believe, you follow, run and test with real money, you're going to go ahead and you're going to back test what you see. Look. Back test right here. Look. Back test what you see. Okay? Back test what you see. Find out if it's true. If it's true, use the confirmations to see if it works. If it works, follow the plan and repeat, and you're going to win. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Do you see this? This is the progress. So you're always in the progress. So if you see me online, you're going to back test what I'm teaching you. You're going to find out if it's true. Use those confirmations in a demo account. See if it works. If it works, follow the plan and repeat. What happens? You went from stage 1 to stage 2 and you became a winner. So every day you're progressing. There is no loop. The problem is that you're stuck on the loop by you only see, you believe, you follow. You don't question nothing. You don't give a damn. They say you're gonna become a millionaire, and then that's all you care about. You do not question nothing. You don't backtest nothing. And this is why you get caught up in this freaking loop. Never get out. Because what you're supposed to do is backtest any information you get, find out if it's true, use those confirmations if it's true on a demo. If it works, follow the plan and repeat. And every day you're going to win. This is trading. But we are only see and believe if we follow. And this is why we don't find success. Does that make sense? Type in 1 if this has some logic into the entire psychology. See, the problem is always going to be you. You are the problem. You need to fix your mindset. And I know it's boring, but do you want to become a trader or not? Do you want to become a trader or not? Stop skipping steps. Stop being so easily gullible to be lied to. You're gonna make millions out of people that they don't even trade with the Ferraris and shit like that. Is the truth. Is the freaking truth, right? Let's see, what else? Backtesting alone as a beginner is the problem. Yes, nobody teaches backtesting. Do you know why nobody teaches backtesting? Do you know why nobody teaches backtesting? Because it works like this. Let me show you. I'm going to give you today's example. The reason why nobody teaches backtesting is because of this. Look, let's say that I came and last night, peep this, pay attention to this. Last night I met with a rapper, right? I'm going to give an analogy. I met with a rapper. His name was Rick Ross, right? I met with Rick Ross. And Rick Ross said, hey, let's get into trading. I don't know nothing. Let's get into trading. Let's come up with something. Let's do a pattern, right? Let's do the MMG pattern. So now we have the MMG pattern, right? This is how ideas come up on a daily basis, right? Right? MMG pattern, right? Perfect. So now we got the MMG pattern. So now I'm going to go to the public. Pay attention to the analogy. Now I'm going to the public and I'm going to say, hey, I have a new pattern. It works. It makes a lot of money, right? And then you say, oh, what is it? What is it? Tell us. Yeah, it's called the MMG pattern. Okay, cool. How does it work? Well, it needs to shape an M, and when it touches the bottom, it's gonna go to the top. And you're like, that don't make sense. Hey, that's the pattern, man. Don't worry about it. I'm making millions with it. And you're like, okay, whatever. This is the normal trading, process. So now this is what happens. Tomorrow's Monday, right? So tomorrow they're like, okay, test it out. So tomorrow's Monday, and then you pay, I don't know, you pay whatever. So tomorrow you're like, okay, tomorrow's Monday, new day, we're gonna test up my new pattern. I have the MMG pattern. Woohoo! Right? I'm gonna make millions. They told me I'm gonna make millions. It works like this. So you test tomorrow, and then guess what? Look, day one, right? Look at this. Day one, no good, right? No good. Then you test it on day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Then it's next Friday, right? Next Friday. No, 2 weeks from now. Now it's 2 Fridays from now. So now it's like what? Shit. It's been what? 10 days. No good, right? And then you say, damn, it's been 10 days. The pattern is not working, but I think it's me. They told me that I was going to make millions. They told me it was me the problem. So I'm going to continue to use it. Then 10 days turn into what? 30 days. And now you're like, shit, what am I going to do now? Right? What am I going to do? But guess what happened here? Look what happened. You didn't notice. You lost 30 days. You lost 30 days. Now let me show you something. You were backtesting the pattern, right? This is what normal people do when it comes to trading. But that's not backtesting, guys. This is backtesting. In one day, it's going to take you about 2 hours, 3 hours, and you're going to do this. Let me see yesterday. Did it work? No. Did it work? No. Did it work? No. Did it work? No. Okay, let's go back. More days. And you're going to do this for 300 days. You're going to last 300 days. Look. Okay, backtest. 300 days. Don't come and tell me why, because that's going to be a very dumb question. 300 days. 300 days. It's not working. It's not working. It's going to take like 2 hours, right? So look, it's not working. It's not working. And at the end, you're like, oh shit, man. I tested the last 300 days. This shit is not working. It's not working. So what happens is this. In 3 hours, you find out no good. 3 hours. In 3 hours, you find out it was not good. But you normally trade forward. You start testing forward. So you lost 30 days. By the time you lost it, you're discouraged. You're like, forget about it. This is not for me. I was not made for this. No, you did wrong. You were supposed to grab this shit in 3 hours, backtest the last 300 days. Why? Why do we do that? Because gold goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. Meaning the past, what happened? Repeat. Okay? Whatever. If something went up in the past, it's going to go up in the future. You see what I'm saying? If something went down in the past, something is going to go down again in the future. So it repeats. So if the pattern did not work the last 300 days, it's not going to work the next 300 days. Does that make sense? That's the way it works. This is why no one understands the backtesting, because they're telling you to start today. Backtesting doesn't start today. You need an hour, 2-3 hours, and backtest the last 300 days. Why 300 days? Because it's enough data of repetition. Every 6 months, conditions change. You see what I'm saying? So you have enough data to say, oh shit, if that shit worked 80% of the time in the last 300 days, then it's a good pattern. You see where I'm coming from? Now, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you understand the logic about backtesting. This is why you guys don't identify stupidity. This is why you guys don't identify scammers. This is why you cannot identify bullshitters on social media, because you don't know how to backtest. Whatever I told you today, everything was backed up by a backtesting procedure, right? I show you how I backtested the ideas. See, you can backtest what I'm telling you. But when you go online and then you see somebody doing this, and you see somebody doing this, right? When you go online and you see somebody doing this, right? And they say, hey guys, I'm going to make $5,000, join my community, right? And they go like this. Whenever you see this shit right here, and that's all they do, just show you this graph, and then you ask, it's very simple, hey, can you backtest your theory? If they don't backtest it in front of you, that means it's shit. But you guys look at the 5K, maybe the background, it's a nice rented apartment, and then you're paying for that apartment. But it doesn't mean that they made the 5,000. You understand what I'm saying? Always tell people, hey, backtest your idea. Never watch somebody on TikTok, on YouTube, or on Instagram talk about trading and they're not backtesting the idea in front of you. Always ask, hey, whatever you're teaching right there, can you backtest it? I want to see on the graph. Can I show you something? I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Let me show you this statement. I'm gonna show you what do I mean. Look at this statement. Technically, right? Daily candles follow previous daily trend. Listen to that statement. Pay attention. Look at this exercise. Daily candles, right? Daily candle follow previous daily trend. Okay? Most of the time. All right? Check this out. So, technically, most of the time, daily candles follow previous daily trend. That's a statement. Now, Carlos, can you go ahead and backtest the statement? Yes, let's do it. Because this is something that I teach people. Actually, this is part of my top-down analysis. This concept is part of my top-down analysis. Now, check this out. You're going to go to daily. And what happens? Let's start for the week. Look, check this out. Monday, we close bullish. So Tuesday, we continue. Tuesday, we close bullish, right? Wednesday, we continue. Wednesday, we close bullish. Thursday, we continue. Thursday, we close bullish. Friday, we continue, right? So the whole week, we follow the trend, right? Now, so how many times did it happen this week? 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? So let's do it. This week was 4 times, right? Look at this back testing, 4 times, right? Okay, let's go to the previous week, right? Where is the previous week? Right here, Friday to Monday. How many times did we follow here? The candles, the daily. So here I would say Thursday, Friday. Technically, is a good one, right? So only 1 time. So here 1 time, right? 1 time. Actually 2 times because this one went bullish right here. This went bullish. This one continued and then end up being. So actually it's 2. Sorry, it's gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2 on this week, right? Let's go to next week. How many next week? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Here 2 times. Look, 2 times a week. Next week, where's Monday? Monday, we have 1. So we have 1, 2, 2, another 2. Look, 2 days, right? 2 days out of the week. This is back testing, guys. Okay. What do we have here? Where is Monday? This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, sorry. I messed up here. This is not it. It's right here. It's Monday, Tuesday. So this is 1, only 1. Technically 2 days, right? So Monday and Tuesday. So you see, most of the time they follow each other, right? Most of the time, right? Where's Monday? Monday, Tuesday. These 2 follow each other, right? So there's 2. So you see, most of the weeks, 2 to 3 candles follow each other. So now you know that every week there's going to be an average of 2 candles. Look at this one. Another beautiful week over here, Monday. So here we have bullish. So 1, 2, 3. 3 days on this week. Look. You see that? 2 to 3 days, right? 2 to 3 days. Let's see another one. Where's Monday? Monday. This is bearish, bullish, bearish. Nothing here. You see, this week was very sucks. This one was suck. There's not even volume here. Suck. What week is that? Oh, that was December 3rd, right? But look, continue, going back. I want to show you. I like to back test. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Look at this, right? So here, only 1 day, right? It was slow too, right? But you see the point. You can back test. So for the most part, we get at least 2 days that follow each other. For the most part, right? So this is what I mean. You can back test right away whatever statement, whatever idea you want, right? So for example, I can give you another example, right? The 4-hour candle. This is a pattern that I found. Okay? And it happens a lot. This is an actual pattern. It's on the 4-hour candle. How does it work? The way that it works is like this. Look at this. 5 a.m. You put a line on the 5 a.m. and on the low. Put a line on the 5 a.m. on the high. On the 9 a.m. whatever we break first, the high or the low, you take buys. So in this position, this one gave you 300 pips. Taking buys on this one. Let's go to the previous day, right? Where is the next one? 9 a.m. Look, same thing. Look, the day before that. That was Friday. This is Thursday. Look, 5 a.m. candle. New 4-hour candle comes in at 9. It didn't break the low. We broke the high. What happened? A lot of pips. You're going to take buys right there. That's a pattern. And I teach this shit to all my members, right? So here's another one. We didn't break the high. We broke the low, right? How many pips to the downside? A lot of pips. Look, a lot of pips. We broke the low, right? See, 3 days in a row, right? Last week, 3 days in a row. Let's continue. Again, that was Tuesday last week. Look, Tuesday last week. 5 a.m. candle, boom, 5 a.m. candle, 5 a.m. candle on the bottom. This is one of my patterns that I give my students. Sometimes we use it. We don't always use it. Even though it works every day, sometimes we don't use it, right? I mean, most of the time we don't use it because we have our own setup. But again, I'm giving it to you so that you can see that it works, right? It works. You can back test, right? So it's not me saying, hey, I have a pattern that works every day in the 4-hour candle, believe me, please believe me. No, I'm back testing for you, right? So here we go. This is Tuesday last week, 5 a.m. candle, new 4-hour candle at 9 a.m. What happened? What happened? We broke the high, not the low, and you got money again. You could have taken buys on the break. And then Monday, where's Monday here? Monday, what happened last Monday? Look, Monday, same shit. Monday again, 5 a.m. candle. Look, 5 a.m. candle high, the low, the next candle did not break the low. We broke the high, and you couldn't catch money. So my pattern, I caught the 4-hour pattern that I just gave you, right? It worked, right? It worked. How many times did it work last week? 100% win rate, right? So if you took that pattern all last week, you could profit every single day. This is how you backtest, right? This is how you backtest information right away. And now you know, oh, this guy's legit. Oh, no, this guy's not legit. Somebody says, Catalia says, will go up. Please tell me. See, that comment right there, blocked. Bingo. We blocking that account. No respect to what I'm teaching. So I have no respect for you. You have no respect to what I'm teaching. I have no respect for you. There's a button that says block, and we're gonna block these people, right? Let's continue. Do you guys understand do you understand the logic behind backtesting? Type in 1 if you understand the logic behind backtesting. You see what I'm saying? In few minutes, I can show you that I'm right. You see that? So in few minutes, we backtested my pattern for last week, the pattern that I give everybody. Look at the pattern. Every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. It worked out beautiful. I was able to backtest it for you with no problem. Learn to ask people to backtest what they're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Somebody says less, test more. Yes. Look. Beautiful. Thank you for asking that. Watch. Let's continue with the 4-hour pattern. Let's grab random dates, right? Because it's a pattern that works 90% of the time. So there's no more consistency. Let's grab any random date. Now let's grab random dates, right? Let's see here. What is that? January 13. 5 a.m. Look. I found it. January 13, 5 a.m. Look at that. Bingo. 5 a.m. Look. Right there. 5 a.m. candle. 9 a.m. broke the high. 200 pips. Let's grab another date. It doesn't matter. Any other date. December 31st. December 31st, no, because that's not good. That's not a good day. Come on. December 29. Beautiful. Right? Nothing. Look. Nothing happened. Look. Beautiful. 5 a.m. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. It did happen. December 29. There you go. December 29. Look. You put a line on the 4-hour candle. 5 a.m. 5 a.m. 9 a.m. Broke the bottom. Beautiful. Another date. Let's go. December 16. There you go. Look, right there, December 16. Look, randomly, 5 a.m. candle. This is what a really beautiful pattern. This is when you learn how to trade. This is how you found shit, right? Look at how beautiful this is. This is December 16, 5 a.m. candle. 5 a.m. candle right here. 9 a.m. breaks the high. You take buy positions. How many pips? 200 pips. Beautiful. This is how you prove your fucking work. I'm telling you, start asking people to backtest their shit. You're gonna see how they're gonna crumble. Let's continue. Because that's a pattern that I use. Look, if you go here, look. In my core, look. In my community, check this out. You see my community? Look. Where is it? My community, you go to where it says, hold on. I'll show you. Look at here. What do you see here? 4-hour pattern. Look, the 4-hour pattern. It's a video. It's a real pattern that I teach. So let's continue. December 9th. Let's go to December 9th. See if there's anything in December 9th. Look, it happened both ways on December 9th. So you could have took sells or you could have took buys on December 9th. Mwah, beautiful. Chef kiss. Let's continue, guys. Let's continue to backtest, right? What do you have here? December 3rd. What do we have here? Nothing. No, look, it didn't happen. Nothing happened here. Okay, let's do November. Let's go. November, beautiful. November 28th. Look, this thing is beautiful, right? I don't teach shit out of my butt. I teach things that I backtested at least 300 days. 5 a.m. candle, 9 a.m. candle, take buy. Look at that. Amazing. Let's continue. I love it. I love this. I love to backtest because you find out if shit is true. Let's see. November what? November 24. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Another one. Look. November 24. Look. I'm just choosing dates. This is how you prove your work, right? 5 a.m. candle, 9 a.m. broke the high, didn't break the low. You could have took buys. Amazing. Let's continue. Let's go do more. You guys want to do more or what? Right? Let's see. November 12th. Look. Randomly. I'm just choosing dates. What do we have here, guys? What do we have here? 5 a.m. candle. This thing works beautiful. Look, we didn't break the low. So what am I showing you? That 90% of the time, 90% of the time, of the time, the pattern works. So now the question is, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you trust the pattern? Let me ask you the question. Type it in the comments. Do you trust the pattern? I just showed you, right? Do not ask me how, I show you right now. Do you trust the pattern? Yes. Why? Now let me ask you why. Why? Why now you trust my pattern? Why? No, just tell me the why. I want to prove a point. Why do you trust the pattern now? Because it was consistent. Yes, because there is proof. You backtested. Thank you. This is what you have to do with all the scammers out there. Everybody online, you can get out of this live and go to the next one and go ask those people, hey, backtest your shit. If they cannot backtest things that they know, then it's not. That's how you know if the person knows what they're talking about. So now I just show you how to be a better student. How about that? I just teach you how to be a better student. Does that work for you guys? Is that okay with you guys? Is that okay? Let me know in the comments. Yes? I just teach you how to become a better student? Beautiful. That's it. That's my job. I don't need to show you a Lambo. I don't need to show you the ocean in the back for me to be right. You see what I'm saying? Now the thing, what I told you, what I teach is slow, boring. When you first learn, it's slow, boring, and then the money is being compounded. So let me show you something. The reason why it's slow, boring, and money is compound, because I'm going to teach you how to make $10 a day, right? Then I'm going to teach you how to make the $20 a day. Then I'm going to teach you how you can start making $50 a day. You see? But we need to compound. We need to go little by little. Then then you're going to be able to make $80 a day, right? And then you're going to be able to make $120 a day, and then you're going to make about $200 a day. But how is that going to work out? Because it's going to be like this. Hold on. It's going to be like this. The way it's going to happen is like this. This is going to take month 1, right? Month 1, right here. Then this is going to be maybe by month 4. Maybe this is going to be by month 7, right? It's compound. It's a progressive. The way that I teach is not instant money, because you're never going to get it, because nobody has done it, right? They don't get to keep it, right? Here, you learn to become a trader. That's how I teach. Let's see. What else? Let's see. What other questions do we have? What other questions? Somebody says, you're amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah. Let me see what else. Can you help me with the time zone for Nigeria? I'm not. I'm gonna be very honest, guys. We are adults. This is not kindergarten. If you're telling me that you cannot go to Google and type in New York session in Nigeria time, if you cannot do this, you don't deserve to be trading right now. You have bigger problems. So I'm not going to help you with that because we are adults. Okay? If you don't know how to use Google, it's gonna look, trading, once you get into psychology, once you start trading behavior, it's gonna be so difficult because you're not training your mind to be resourceful. You have to be resourceful to become a trader. And if you don't have the mindset, if you want somebody to give you your time zone, you're not ready yet. I'm not saying it's not for you. I'm saying you're not ready. And that's very honest. Okay? You're going to struggle a lot if you just ask questions to get the answers and you don't use your resources. If you don't know how to be resourceful. Why? Because if I'm taking time to teach you something, right? If I'm taking time to teach you something and you don't take time to learn on your own, then we're not doing anything. Okay? So simple as that. Let's continue. Let's see. Any other question? Yeah, but you can do that on your own. Think about it. I know you might feel some type of way, but you have to understand, if you cannot ask Google about time zone, right? You're gonna have a lot of hard time here, for example. I'm gonna give you an example. You're gonna have a lot of hard time to learn how to read headlines, for example. Because what happens is that you need to start backtesting. So imagine, I tell you this, hey guys, how about this one? I'm gonna tell you this. Hey guys, you're gonna do this, okay? You're gonna do take a buy every time two candles go bullish. So the third candle, you take a buy. See, you gotta go out of your way. You gotta go back this. You gotta go put this onto you. If you don't know how to find your own time zone, I cannot help you. It's gonna be, you're gonna have so many questions, and I'm not gonna be able to answer for you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not ready for trading yet. Let's continue. Another question. But we don't know what time you're in. What do you mean what time I'm in? It doesn't matter my time zone. If you're trading this pair, if you're trading gold, you should know already what time zone that is. What time zone? What session is gold? What session is XAU USD? To begin with, hold on, give me a second. There is something over here going on. Hold on. What session do you guys trade gold? Wait a minute. Hold on. We have a big problem here. What session are you guys trading gold? Put it on the comments. This should be the session. New York. Why Asia? All sessions. Oh, this is why you're losing. I get it. Not get it. See, that's the thing. I get it. So I found the problem. No. So I see the problem. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to help you. So look. This is the problem why you guys are losing. Okay. This is my last class, guys. I've been talking for a lot. Okay. And I'm already tired. All right. This is going to be my last class. The reason why you guys are losing so much is because you're not trading New York. Now, the question is this, right? I'm gonna go very quick on this one. Hold on. You guys, this is what, okay, I get it. Now I get why you guys are so lost. You guys are so lost because you guys are trading incorrectly. So gold, okay, gold, I'm just gonna give you the answer. I'm not gonna ask you questions. Gold, okay, gold, this is what? Gold opens, okay, so gold opens, okay, gold, let me show you. Gold opens New York session, okay? I'm going to give you the answer, guys, okay? I'm going to give you the answer. The dollar opens when? Dollar opens New York session. Okay? When you are trading Asian session or when you trade London session, the dollar is not playing a role, technically. It's only gold. Why? Because this is what? A commodity. Right? So this commodity, it's playing by itself on Asia. The dollar, this currency, technically, is not playing a role on this right here. They're not playing a role, only on New York. Okay, commodity plays all sessions, but currency doesn't technically, right? Technically. So what happens is you're thinking that you're trading the pair, but you're only trading the commodity. You're not trading the pair because the dollar, it's actively more volume, less. Think about this. When the market is open, there is less manipulation. Understand that. Why there is less manipulation when the market opens? Because you have economic reports that doesn't allow the manipulation, and you have headlines that doesn't allow the manipulation as much as you were in Asia and London. And this is why you're losing on Asia and London. You're losing because you are against the confirmations. The best confirmations for volume, for direction, comes from economic reports or headlines. And you guys are trading Asian and London when they are not taken apart. It's only the commodity. So you are trading the pair in the wrong session. That is the issue. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but technically, understand that technically it's not playing a role. Technically. Don't say that the dollar is not. Of course the dollar is open. But technically, the dollar is on New York session. You understand what I'm saying? The dollar is on New York session. That's the thing. And the best probabilities, do you have US dollar? Do you have US news coming out at 2 in the morning? Let me ask you a question. Do you have US news coming out at 2 in the morning? Think about it. No, it's not. Do you have news coming out at 8 p.m.? Right? Like on Asian session. There is no news on Asian session. There's no news on London session. So why would you play the dollar on those sessions? Think about it. If there is no news for the US dollar on London or Asian session, why would you trade it? The only reason why are you trading XAU USD on Asia and London, there's two reasons. There's two reasons only. One is the only time you can trade. Reason number two, people are making money with gold. I'm sorry, they're faking. Hold on. It's faking. Sorry, it's faking money with gold on Asia and London. Right? I'm talking about the big wins. I'm talking about big wins. They're faking it. So what happens is, because they need that. Remember. If I remember this, let me show you. If I sell a course, right? Trading, right? And I'm going to charge you $1,000, right? I'm going to charge you $1,000, right? And then you tell me, hey, and I tell you, hey, let's trade XAUSD. And you said, hey, wait a minute, just pay attention, don't ask questions. And then you said, hey, I cannot trade New York, right? I trade XAUUSD, New York, and I say, hey, I cannot trade New York. You tell me, right? Your response is, I cannot trade New York. I'm gonna be like, oh, no problem. Pay me. You can still trade XAUUSD, Asia, and London. Even though it's not the best conditions, it's not the best probabilities, but because I'm selling you something, I don't want to lose the customer. So I'm going to tell you that, yeah, you can technically you could. Nobody's stopping you, but the best conditions don't happen. The most manipulation happen in Asia and London because New York is not open. So technically, yes, you can. Nobody can stop you, but it's not the best. So I need to sell my courses. So I'm going to tell you, heck yeah, go ahead and trade Asian session. Hell yeah, trade a London session because you're paying me. It's up to you if you lose. I'm not going to tell you that. You see what I'm saying? You're not understanding that all this information is being sold to you. Nobody's teaching for free. Nobody's telling you this information for free. Everything is being sold. So everything is going to be a yes to you as a student. Oh, you want to trade London? Yeah, pay me. I could easily tell you right now, hey guys, you can trade London, you can trade Asian with my technique. Pay me $500. Right? Because you're a customer. You don't get it. The information that you are learning on how to trade, it's information put together that fits you no matter if you're going to lose 100% of the time, because it's to sell you the product. Understand that no one is going to tell you the things that I'm telling you because they need to give you that yes so they can sell the course or the membership or the community. So if you cannot trade New York, you cannot join my community because I don't trade New York. I don't trade Asian because it's too much money. There's the worst conditions. So if I tell you, if you tell me, hey, can I join your community? Yeah. Can you trade New York? No. Okay, so then don't join. Don't come to me because you're not gonna get the best conditions. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Look, let me show you something. Let me show you this. Look at this. You can go to Google. Check this out, right? You can go to Google. What it says here? The best session to trade XAUSD Forex. The best time to trade gold is during London, New York, never Asia. But it says here, especially between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern time. So technically it's only New York. What are you doing in freaking London and what are you doing in freaking Asia? It's right. You can Google it. It's like, again, this is the things that I'm saying. You guys don't back test. You guys just believe anything. You see how every topic we touch, I come and I prove to you and I prove to you how you have been programmed not to question. Just remember what I told you? You see, you believe, you follow. You see, you believe, you follow. The best time to trade XAUUSD, I've been saying it, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. for the longest. Like it or not. If you cannot participate at this time, do this. Erase everything. And if you want to trade Asia or you want to trade London, go do this. GBP, JPY. Get out of here, right? And I don't mean it in a bad way to get out of here, but what I'm saying is like get out of this live and just go learn how to trade GJ. because that's what is good for Asian and London. But if you want to trade XAU USD, it has to be 8 a.m. to 12. Simple. It's simple. All right? It's very simple. Now you understand when somebody asks me, hey, can you help me with my time zone, the guy from Nigeria? I can't, because you guys are not doing this. I cannot hold your hand if you cannot even find out, you cannot even ask the question, be resourceful, and be like, hey, by the way, when is the best session to trade gold? Let me do some research. If you cannot even do this, you're not ready to trade, because you want somebody to give you the answers. So you see what I'm saying? It proved my point on I'm not going to give you your time zone in Nigeria, and you guys took it in the wrong way. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't even know what is the best session to trade. But you get mad if I tell you that you're lazy, because that's what it is. You are lazy. When you ask the question, where is gold going tomorrow? You're lazy. Is gold going up or down? Lazy. Hey, what time zone you on? Lazy. What you see? You just wake up and you say 5K. That's it. I want 5K in my money in my account. All right, guys. Let me see what else. Any other questions? Somebody here keeps asking something. When will be the class for better understanding of FX calendar financial news? No. So the thing is this. I'm not longer giving classes on TikTok Live. Okay. It says here, Gatsby says, even if it's New York session. Okay, Gatsby, you're just putting excuses. You see, that's going to get you blocked. A person who put excuses instead of going to learn about it, you're never going to learn. So I'm going to block you for that. I don't need your energy here. All right? You just don't want to get it. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to block you. Okay, next. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't teach on TikTok anymore because now I'm offering a free mentorship. So just send me a DM. Right? I'm no longer doing classes on TikTok because I'm offering a free mentorship. 2026, look, for 2026, I want to teach on 2026, I want to teach 1,000 people for free, right? So that's what I'm doing. So I no longer teach on TikTok. I'm just, I'm opening a small group for free mentorship, and we're going to take it from there. All right. How to join? I'm going to block you. Are you kidding me? Should I block you? You see what I'm saying? It's in the screen. You guys, I think you guys do it to make me laugh. I think that's what it is. You guys like to pick on me. All right, next question. No, I'm not going to block you, but it's on the screen. It's right there on the screen. Let's see. Any questions? Any question? I've been talking for a lot. Any more questions about trading, guys? Any more questions about trading? What else can I help you? What else? What else? No, I'm not blocking him. I'm not blocking. I was just joking. Any questions about trading? Did you guys like the topics today? Do you guys like the topics today? Did you guys like the topics? Yeah, I only do about an hour. Can we please back this again, the strategy? No, I already did it twice. I'm done. Kindly teach us how to distinguish between a deep correction and a true trend. Oh, that's a good one. Let me go back. The question is, kindly teach us how to distinguish between a deep correction or a true trend. All right. So first you have to understand pullbacks. All right. Before anything, you have to understand pullbacks. Do you do YouTube? I'll be honest. I'm not a marketer, guys. I'm just a trader. Okay. I don't market myself. I'm just learning how to use TikTok Live. Maybe somebody helps me, I will do it, but I'm only on TikTok for now, and that's about it. I don't know how to do all these things, and it breaks my head. So I'm not a tech guy to be in. I'm not a marketer, so I'm not in all the platforms actively. I have them, but I'm not there. I just like to come, teach you what you want, what I can teach you, and get out of here. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a marketer. So yes, I do have YouTube, but again, I would need to maybe be with somebody to help me record and put everything on YouTube. I don't have time for that. I just have time for my community, and that's it. Look, pullbacks, right? So you have to understand pullbacks. In order to understand if we're gonna go, okay, here, this is the two scenarios. Is gold doing a pullback to continue, or the question is gold doing a pullback to reverse? All right. So this is the thing. Still here. Let's backtest. Who's that? I don't know who's that. What up? I don't know who's that, but I'm gonna block that one too. I love blocking people. I love it. I love to use the option. That's what it's there for, right? Okay, so the idea is this: is gold gonna go up, pull back, and continue, or is gold gonna reverse? That's the question, right? So one thing that you could do is learn pullbacks. Okay. Another concept before I talk about pullbacks. Another concept that you need to understand is this. Okay. So this is what happens. So we have this. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. You have technical analysis. Okay. We have technical analysis, and then we have, technical analysis, and then you have fundamental, right? Fundamental data. Okay. So this is what happens. So whenever you're doing your top-down analysis, you do a technical analysis, right? So your technical analysis can say, oh, technical says we're going bullish. Okay, perfect. Then you go and you do your fundamental analysis, which is, do we have news? Do we have headlines? Do we have headlines? Do we have news? Right? Why? Because even though technical analysis says we're going to go up, understand that fundamental data will always outweigh technical. Okay? Always remember that. So the first thing is that you do a technical analysis. Where we going? Let's say bullish. But if fundamental data is telling you that they're expecting good numbers for the dollar, then guess what happened? Gold fundamentally is going to go down. Okay? That's it. So understand that technical analysis is really good when we have when we don't have what do you call this? When we don't have news, when we don't have headlines, technical analysis is really good. But whenever you have a day like tomorrow we have durable goods orders, we have news, we know that the technical analysis doesn't matter. What matters is the fundamental data. That's what's going to outweigh the whole thing. You get it? So that's the first thing. So understanding that, let's say that you are going to take an entry over here and there's fundamental data coming out, wait for it. Because gold can be going up, but guess what? The fundamental data is going to what? Reverse it. Right? So you got to be paying attention to that. All right? Now, let's say that fundamental data says we're going up. Right? Fundamental data says we're going up. Technical analysis says we're going up. You're going to enter here. Guess what? Most likely, if there is a pullback, is just to what? Grab liquidity to continue. All right? To continue. That's what it is. All right? So if the technical analysis and your fundamental data, it's aligning, right, with gold going up. Let's say gold's going up, and fundamental data and technical analysis aligns with this momentum, with this trend, with this bullish trend. Then if you enter, understand that if there is a pullback, it's just to grab liquidity and continue. It's not a pullback to reverse. Now, if you have technical analysis going up, the trend is going up, but when the fundamental data, like an economic report, comes out and is the opposite, it doesn't align, there's a big chance that we might reverse. So this was the liquidity. This previous push up was the liquidity to go down. Not the pullback, but the actually previous volume. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. Guys, that's going to be my last lesson. I got to get out of here. I'm super tired. I haven't even ate. I got to cook something. I'm hungry. You know what to do. DM me if you want free mentorship. I'll send you the link. There's some steps you got to follow. So you apply to the membership, to the free mentorship, and then we take it from there. All right? Thank you. Today was a good class, and I will see you tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. We're going to see you tomorrow, guys, okay? All right. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a good one.